let's jump into our weekly MVPs. All right,
Let's do it.
Logan, go ahead and lead us off with your weekly MVP. And again, this is our weekly MVPs. These are the guys that we picked that had the best last 7 days. Not, who was the best, maybe that, the experts think, or who's been the best so far this year. Just who had the last 7 days who we think were just absolute studs.
Right. I'm going with one Mookie Betts.
Oh, okay.
423 the last 7 days for an average.
Not bad.
11 for 26. 9 runs scored. 5 singles. 2 doubles. 4 home runs. 8 RBIs. Adds a stolen base. Walks 3 times and only strikes out twice.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty productive.
Yeah, I mean, I would take that.
Pretty
That's
productive.
more
An all-around good guy.
Yeah, I've never met him, but
me neither.
I'm assuming that's pretty good. Yeah, 423, not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
All right, so I'm going to go with my weekly MVP, which is going to be Francisco Lindor, shortstop for the number 3 in our power ranking Mets. We did agree on that, and he was 8 for 23, 10 runs, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, because everything comes better in twos apparently.
Yep.
14 RBIs, 1 stolen base, 3 walks, 21 assists. He hit 348 for the week.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean those are pretty good production. A lot of production from some infielders. All right, you had Lindor, had a heck of a week. Jose Ramirez, another heck of a week, adding 11 more RBIs through the last 7 days. Dansby Swanson, who has just been an absolute stud. He kind of was projected around that 120 mark in a lot of fantasy leagues, and he has just been on a tear. Hit 481 last week. Was somebody I considered as well. Then obviously you have Mookie Betts, who qualifies as an infielder as well. Then you have Freddie Freeman, had himself a week. He's been having a great year. And Kyle Farmer had himself a week. 3 homers, had 2 homers in 1 game when the Reds just put up a ton of runs. So big shout out to those guys in our honorable mentions. And if we listed a couple of names that maybe aren't on your fantasy team, there's a little bit of some inside stuff. 1, 2, guy that used to be pretty good, was a guy you took in the first couple of rounds, kind of fell off the radar, but had a heck of a week, was Elvis Anders. All right, he's with the A's now, shortstop. He had a top 10 week this week in fantasy. He was 9 for 26. He had 6 runs, 5 singles, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, and a stolen base at 346, 17 assists if your league has assists, and he's only owned in 2% of leagues. So if you're looking for taking a chance on somebody, maybe just somebody like Stanton or somebody like that went on the IL, and you're looking for a replacement, take a look at Elvis Anders. Maybe not a terrible bet. He's only, again, owned in 2% of leagues.
That's crazy,
isn't it?
Marcus Simeon finally hit a home run.
Yep. Also,
way to go.
Also, Cabron Hayes finally hit his first home run of the year, and it was a good one. It was top of the 9th. They were down 2. Guy on first and second. Cabron had a 3-run home run, and the Pirates beat the Padres.
Nice. It's a day for celebration.
What a win for the Buccos. They got to raise the Jolly Roger. So those are our weekly MVPs. Let us know in any of the comments, or let us know what you think for next week, who you would have had maybe as a weekly MVP, or if you agree with us, because it's okay to agree with us once in a while.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
But now we're going to talk about our worst players of the week. We started doing this last week, and it's not a list you really want to be on. So if any players are out there, maybe listening to this, maybe watching this, you're going to want to try to stay off this.
Right.
And
hopefully, we're not picking on them. We're just flat out saying lock it up.
I mean, there's a chance we might pick on them, but either way, we're not going to slap you like Tommy Pham. We're not big fans of the slapping, but either way, go ahead, Logan, if you want to start us off with your worst player of the week.
I'm going to go with the Orioles and Ryan Mountcastle.
Ooh.
5 for 28, which isn't the lowest amount of hits for someone that would qualify. But that brings a 179 average for the week. 1 run scored. All 5 hits are singles. 1 walk versus 11 strikeouts. 5 for 28 with 11 strikeouts on the Orioles. That's just...
It's not a good week.
Be a bad week.
Better than...
Grounded into 2 double plays also.
Just better than last week's worst player of the week was Josh Bell. He was like 0 for 30. And no hits. Batted 0. Nothing going on. So my worst player of the week, Andrew Mccutchen. It pains me a little bit being a guy who did a lot for the city of Pittsburgh and my beloved Pirates, but it's with the Brewers. Don't really care as much anymore. No offense, Andrew. I mean, I'd still hang out with him and potentially have a beer in Milwaukee. But 5 for 30. 3 runs, 5 singles, 9 strikeouts. Did have 2 walks, I guess, but just not a great week. Hit 167. 7. And I mean, when you're having weeks like that on a team that is playing pretty good baseball, it's not going to do it. You got to be careful. You're getting a little older, Andrew. Let's stay off the VegasOdds baseball worst players of the week, and everybody else. We're going to be here looking at you. We're going to be here going for going for the worst player of the week. So stay off the list. And again, Andrew Mccutchen's owned in 15% of leagues, which is surprising to me. I thought he'd be owned a little bit more, but
you would think more
with weeks like that. But Ryan Mountcastle, 79% owned in leagues, went in as a 100 and top 125 player in fantasy sports. So boys, pick it up. Stay off our list.